Before we move forward, we'd like to acknowledge another candidate that's running for office that's present here this evening. Alex Wan, would you please stand up? Now, we have all of these elected officials here, so when it comes time for transgender individuals to go into these shelters, there shouldn't be a reason why we can't get homeless transgender people into shelters. Would you please join me in putting your hands together and inviting Amir Farokhi to this stage?
Yet really rolled up my sleeves to stand with you and to work with you. This is, when I was asked to speak, I hesitated because of that. And then I got here and I noticed I was supposed to follow Vivian Elliott. I almost had a heart attack. Who wants to follow performance? But I'm glad that they switched them. But I decided to speak largely because I thought it was important not only for me to begin to roll up my sleeves, and work side by side with you on a call to action, with your call to action. But to reflect, and I thought it was important for all of Atlanta, no matter what your affiliation may be, where you live, what you look like, to take the time to pause and reflect, to remember those who have lost their lives due to hatred and bigotry and anti-transgender bias. But that aside, I wanted to take this moment to begin to erase the indifference that often faces the transgender community, both from, largely from outside, and I'm guilty of that myself. And so I came across a quote from Dr. King, courtesy of a friend of mine, that I thought was appropriate. It said, one day we will apologize not only for the vitriolic words and actions of the bad people, but also of the appalling silence and indifference of the good people. And I wanted to commit myself tonight to no longer be indifferent, and to call myself to action and my city to action to begin to make sure that this is a city that always chooses inclusivity over exclusivity.
Right.
And that makes it a priority through its policies, whoever the next mayor may be, and whoever makes up the next council. To make sure that transgender Atlantans and visitors are not discriminated against by the city or city contractors, that the city does everything it can with the faith-based community and the nonprofit community to make sure that transgender individuals have access to good counseling, have access to homeless shelters if need be, have access to social services on the employment and housing front. There's ample affordable housing in this city that's accessible to everybody. And that, more importantly, our police department is properly trained to understand and respect the transgender community. So I wanted to thank you for allowing me the opportunity to speak tonight, to be with you tonight, to celebrate and reflect tonight. And I look forward to having my sleeves rolled up to stand with you from tonight going forward. Thank you.
Hey. You